Okay, hello, good evening everybody. Today I'm going to be talking about my first day at the high school where I will be working this semester doing my student teaching. I've never been a big fan of first days. I just am the type of person where once I get to know somebody and get to have known them for some time, I interact with them very easily, but just the first contact, it's always just so awkward. For me, it seems. And then the first day is always so important because you're so stressed out worrying about trying to make a good first impression with people. In this case, with the students, the cooperating teacher, the other teachers, the administrators, everybody. And of course, a lot of people, like the Longs, for instance, have talked about how important it is to have everything set up and have your first day really set the tone for your semester or year. So yeah, that was just kind of a difficult thing for me, but I mean, it's something I'll be going through every single year with new students, so certainly something to get adjusted to and get used to. And I guess it all went alright. I basically just sat around observing, trying to get in tune with my cooperating teacher, teaching style, how her classroom kind of works, also how the school atmosphere is like, just so I can kind of get enmeshed in that and kind of just become part of that as I prepare and plan to do my teaching. I think it's really going to be interesting being in a high school environment this year. I've never really worked with high schoolers before. Haven't been in that environment much. Last semester, I think it was a little easier for me going into a middle school environment because I was teaching 6th graders, and just the previous year I'd been teaching 6th graders at my church, so I'd already had a bit more experience with that, so we'll have to see how that works out as I get used. And that'll be one of the big things I'll be looking at, is just getting used to interacting with the high schoolers and trying to just kind of figure out just how that will work. So I'm really it's one of the things I'm really kind of focused on, seeing how that goes. First day, not doing a whole lot, really, just observing mostly. Yeah, just seeing what's going on with what the class is like, what the students are like. I guess it all went pretty well. I got a good preview of what most of my semesters like, I guess, because I didn't go on there with as much sleep as I would have liked, because I had class all day the previous day and then work. But I mean, that's just a part of life that you kind of got to either get used to or find a way to work around. There's no sense complaining about it, but I just, that's just how it goes. One really interesting thing, and I want to bring up that this is just a little anecdotal, and I really just kind of find humorous, I guess. I'm a local to the area, so it kind of gives me an interesting perspective on all the schools around here that I've worked with, because being a local, it's kind of like you know more and less at the same time, because you kind of have your predispositions based on who you are, where you are, and how you view the people around you. I went to the school last semester before I went, just talking with the people who I interact with regularly in my community. I mean, my parents for one, but also a lot of people at church in particular, about where I was going. They all said, "Oh, I feel so sorry for you," and just getting a whole lot of that, and I just known. I mean, it's just kind of the way people in my town view the people in that town and that school in particular last semester. And it's just interesting going in there with all this kind of baggage and theory about how people around me tended to think about this school. Then I go there and they're just about the nicest kids in the world, nicest teachers in the world mostly, just not what you would necessarily expect if you believed everything everyone in town said. And now I'm starting to get the same thing this semester. Once again, people ask, "Well, where are you doing teaching?" Well, I'm teaching at that school. Happens to be the big rival of our school, just for the record, not very far down the road at all. But anyway, say, oh, well, I feel sorry for you, once again, so, and once again, I'm expecting that it will, once again, I mean, I can't take that stuff to heart too much. I'm starting to get the idea that they would have said that if I taught anywhere but the school where I went to and where I grew up in. So I just find that really interesting, the perspective of place that people have. It's really intrigued me, and I haven't gotten to know this school too well yet, but I will, and I'm sure that I will enjoy it, and it'll be an interesting environment, and it won't be what people around always think it to be. And I think you kind of have to go in with maybe knowing the background of your community and your school the best you can, but also having an open mind and just figuring out for yourself what it's like. You can't always let your preconceived notions bother you. So that's it for tonight. Just about. I'll be coming back this time or sooner, probably sooner than this, next week to talk with you again about more about how my first week's gone, more initial thoughts. So yeah, have a good one.